Hey team, Patrick here, following on from a video where I showed you how to deal with high balls. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to properly return those challenging low balls that skid through the court below the height of the net without just having to bunt the ball back in. This will be particularly helpful if you play on a low bouncing surface like grass or carpet, or play against players that hit a lot of slice where the ball stays low. As we need to understand, we need to swing differently depending on the ball we receive. So our technique needs to be adaptable. So let's get into it. So getting into the technique, we're going to want to play with top spin, as a flat shot is going to be very low percentage. When the ball is below the height of the net, it's probably just not going to work. We're going to need to get under the ball. And of course, this is relative to the height of your contact. If the ball is lower, then we need to get the racket lower. As I mentioned in the high balls video, adjust your take back to the height of the ball. And do this by getting yourself lower. Bend your knees, not just dropping the racket down, as now I can keep a consistent racket face angle. We also want to make our swing shorter, as our goal is just to get the racket below and behind the ball. And tilt your shoulders slightly this way, as this naturally drops the tip of your racket down below the ball. And now I can keep my swing more similar to my regular top spin technique. I talked about bending the knees, so it would be a little bit like a lunge, whether you play open stance or a more closed stance like this, and you'll want to play closer to your body, as the racket forms a radius around your body here. Like I said, you can't really extend through this shot. Otherwise, you would have to slow the racket down and guide the ball in. So instead, the swing direction is predominantly more vertical. Like a lob, imagine a wall in front of you and a semicircular path drawn more this way. The tip of your racket goes from below the ball to vertically above the ball. From 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock on this imaginary clock face on the ball, or from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock if you were hitting a forehand, short on the angle, cross court, or 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock if you're hitting a low backhand cross court. You are going to have to use more of the forearm, more of the wrist to get this ball up and down quickly. It comes from this forearm rotation, and most of the shot is going to be played on this side of your body. Again, like a lob, and then you could finish with a reverse finish over your head or across your body by your left pocket. But like any other shot, I wouldn't focus too much on the finish itself. And try to stay low with your head, with your center of gravity. Imagine there's another wall above you and you're not popping up where you may shank the ball or falling off the shot. try and maintain your balance and move forwards. And if you get a short ball, you can use the hop step footwork to continue your movement on into the net. You still want to be aggressive with your racket head speed. We need a fast hand when playing this top spin, or we wouldn't get enough spin to get this arc and dip. So look for this shape on the ball. And if the ball goes too high, well, then you can close the angle of the racket face. You can practice this like I've been doing, dropping the ball to yourself, either in a closed stance or open stance, pivoting on your toes, or have somebody else drop the ball from the side, from down low at like knee height. And unless you're attacking the net, if you're at the back of the court, I would aim cross court as the net is lower in the middle. Now, I will say if the ball is very hard and low coming through the court and you've got no time, sometimes you may just have to half volley the ball back in. Or if it's very low, you may need to slice with a continental grip, shovel or scoop the ball back in. You might find it more difficult to deal with the low ball if you've got a more extreme Western grip, though this is not impossible with good timing and good mechanics. If you're consistently having to play the low ball, you might want to look at your court position, maybe being too far back behind the baseline, so you're just too far behind the ball. Right team, I hope you enjoyed this video, this deep dive into how to play the low ball. And if it has helped, please leave it a like and comment down below and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on court in the next one. Cheers guys.